Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. What is up, guys? What is up, insiders? How are you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Let us know you're here in the comments, and thank you for joining us. Man, how you doing, Alex? I love the shirt. John Curatolo is good.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, John Curatolo is good. I feel like he needs a reminder every now and then. You know, everybody gets pumped up on the latest flavor as to who's out there, and I feel like we got to go. Wait a minute now. John Curatolo is good.
Yeah.
So, homie's got a T-shirt for him. So, what up, John? Somebody tag him. Let him know he's being broadcasted via my T-shirt, I guess.
That's right.
Dude, I wanted to talk to you about this thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's this week still. I knew it was last week, so it must have been last week. You know what last week was?
What?
Shark Week.
Yes, you're right. It was.
Did you see? I had no idea about this, right? So one day, I'm going in my living room, and my wife is like, "This, just peeled to the freaking TV," and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "It's Shark Week," and I'm like,
"Oh God,
so 10 points, power player, right?" Like, what the frick is you a nerd, right?
You called your wife a nerd. I love it.
Oh, hardcore.
I love it.
So, and I'm like, you just flipped through this and found it. Like, you didn't know this was happening. She goes, "Oh my gosh." She said, "This is the funniest part." She goes, "In college, I used to watch Shark Week all the time. It's only 1 week a year." And I'm like,
"What?"
So listen, basically the whole premise, if for anybody who's not watched it, because it's literally like this dumb, all right?
Yeah.
The whole premise is don't get killed by a shark. That's the whole week. It's just people like following sharks and just like try not to die, right? And they do it in like the dumbest way. So what they'll do, like oh, they had like names for them. Like it was like watching. There was one named Slash or whatnot because he had like some kind of cut. I don't know.
Yeah, they track them and stuff, right?
Track them.
Yeah, and follow them.
Go like follow them and like swim with. Like, what did you think he was gonna do?
Yeah.
The whole thing, the whole show, the whole week is don't die. I got a really good way to not let that happen. Do what I'm doing right here with my homie.
There we go.
Scoop. Shark.
Oh man, Shark Week. All right, so let's see. I'll get into my weekend and what I've been doing, and this may turn into a whole segment. So, I'm finally. So the original location of my karate school that I've had.
Oh, this is what you were telling me about. Yes.
Yeah, that I've had for 13 years. I'm finally moving stuff out of it, and I'm just going to let go of that place and focus just on the primary one. So
that's right. You had two locations. I always
had two locations. One was doing other stuff. We're doing dance and things, and so we're moving on to other things with that. And the problem with a lot of that was just like I just didn't want to get rid of all the stuff in the attic because it's mostly Grand Slam Open things from the past 11 years. I mean, trophies from the first tournament, leftover trophies, medals, every registration paper from the past 10, 12 years. I mean, just tons of stuff. So I started on it Saturday, really Sunday, did a little bit more Monday, did a little bit more Tuesday. So today I was just booked with private lessons, about 8 private lessons today and classes and everything else. So, and meetings and stuff. So wasn't able to do a day, but I've just been in that attic, taking stuff out. And again, it's the hottest time of the year, right? Not a good time to be in the attic, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, why did you choose to do that now?
It just kind of happened. I had to make a decision. Either I was going to do it now or it kind of happened out of nowhere. So wasn't really my choice at first. But
so here's the next segment. What is in Jeff's attic?
That's right. So some of the things I found, again, just cool stuff like reminders of some of the programs and stuff that we did for the Grand Slam Open. I think I sent you guys a picture of, and I posted on Instagram when we did North First South, and it was Carlos Tierney versus Cash Sigmund and Kurt Jenkins versus Joe Fife, which was an awesome show. And we set it up well. You know, we did bios on each one.
That was pretty cool.
Set everything up, and I kept getting people wanting to know who was the set fight and things like that. And so that was really cool to see. Found, the first program that we did for our first tournament. So if people don't know, the first Grand Slam Open was snowed out, right? It was scheduled for February 6th, 2010. And
okay, I was going to say, I was like, wait a minute, don't you do your tournament in the middle of April?
Yeah, so that was when it was originally planned to be. It was in February.
Ooh.
And it snowed out. The place that we had was there was no power, all of that. So
Ouch.
Had to call every single person, tell them we weren't doing it, all this stuff. And Facebook really at the time was still not huge. So even if I put it on there, not everyone really got it.
Nobody was going to see it.
So it was a crazy thing. So then we're like, all right, how are we going to do it again? So we had to put it in June. At the time, we were a part of a league that went from September to May, right? And actually April. And then May was supposed to be the banquet. So the idea was, okay, we'll do the banquet as the nighttime finals of our tournament. And so we did June. So that means that we were tallying points at the end of our tournament and having to get them all together and then present the awards and have it all set for that night. So it was a big endeavor, you know what I mean?
Seems like a lot of work.
For our first tournament, right? First tournament we've ever done. We did that. But what was cool, we did the Grand Slam Open Grand Championship. So we did like the women's fighting grand, the men's fighting grand, and the adult forms of weapons grand. We also did the junior black belt forms of weapons grand. So we had 4 different things there that were like, the entertainment, and we spread it all out, and then we gave the different awards out. And so I found that program and stuff. It just brought back memories of just, obstacles you got to go through to do what you love, So yeah, I mean, I found lots of funny stuff from the very beginning. Like you find things from that you kept of certain students, that wrote you and things like that. So cool stuff like that, man. Of course, I have a lot of my trophies and stuff that are still up there because
keep that stuff.
Well, all right, certain things I did. Well, I mean, like my U.S. Open 1999 trophy is still over there, right? For the Grand Championships. And see, that's something I meant to bring up when we were talking about the U.S. Open episode. Why do we not have that trophy still? Like that iconic plate, you know what I mean? Like the silver plate or the gold plate, whatever it was. That to me was the best back then. It was the trophy set up, the plate set up on the trophy. And to me, that signified the U.S. Open. And they kind of went away from that now.
Yeah, they went away from that. They did like the cup for a while.
Sort of, and now it's like a thin cup.
Yeah,
it's just not really.
I did like the plate. I thought the plate was cool. I always kind of wanted to win one. I never won one. I always thought that was really cool.
Right. So, I mean, for me, that was a big deal, having that trophy. The Bluegrass one with the clock on it, right? Bluegrass always had the 6-foot.
I got me one of them
with a clock on it. But yeah, man. So, guys, let us know. And Travis, even put it on here. Like, what's your favorite maybe trophy that you've gotten from a tournament? I know we've probably talked about this before, but let's get our
we talked about some of the cooler ones, but like, I mean, obviously when you talk about the best, you're going to talk about the Warrior Cup, you're going to talk about the Diamond, maybe the Rolex, but like,
what about yours? Like ones that you really,
ones that were like, all right, I always thought this one was cool. Like maybe like the gold watch from Bluegrass. I thought that was always kind of cool. Like, all right,
Andrew, it was really cool. The clock was cool.
Yeah, clock was dope. I got one of them clocks. I'm looking at it. It's dope. Yes.
Yeah, I have it. Just all the hands are off of it, broken off of it.
Yeah, I never put the battery in. I didn't want to put the battery.
Me neither.
It's never been operational, right? But it's just the fact that it can be one. I don't know. Maybe it seems dumb now, but whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
What's another?
What
I also thought was really cool was the gold medallion.
Yeah. So see, unfortunately, that gets lost in the shuffle, which back in the day, it was a big thing because they kind of did what Battle of Atlanta did this year, years and years ago. They took the forms winner and put them against the weapons winner to get an overall champion, and they did that for juniors. They did that for adults. And, like it was a cool thing. And I remember I remember watching the video of that, and John, winning one when he was a junior, and Valera was like, "This was a cool thing," you know what I mean? It's pretty sweet, as far as that. So I always thought because I watched that as a kid, that was a big deal to me to know who was going to win that, right? But it kind of lost its luster. I still think they give it, but they may. I'm not sure if it's exactly like that or now.
Why do you think it is that it's lost its luster?
Because unfortunately, people don't go to the West Coast. And now that the Irish Open has gotten bigger, it's the week before the Irish Open. But in the past, it was when the two kind of worlds collide a little bit, when you got the biggest West Coast tournament and other NASCAR people come.
Yep.
But also for a while, NBL got really big in that area. And so there were other big tournaments. So it wasn't the only big tournament. You know what I mean? For me, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking about the gold medallion. Maybe the reason why is because to do that, like in the finals, like if let's say a junior boys weapons winner, if he was going to win it, he was going to have to do that same form like 3 different times that night in the finals.
Well, at that time, back in the day, it wasn't like that. It was just twice. You would just do it twice. So, because again, there was a junior weapons grand, a junior forms grand.
That's true.
And then they would do it in the beginning, and then later on, go head to head. And there was a men's forms, a men's, a men's forms, a women's forms, and then a weapons grand. And then all 3 of them went head to head for the medallion.
Yep.
So that was it, and then the male and the female fought. No, I'm just kidding.
That did not happen.
No, but yeah. So that was cool. For me, the first actually black belt grand championship I ever won was at a tournament called Mardi Gras Nationals, and it was in New Orleans. And I got this, like glass figure that's in the state, in the shape of the state of Louisiana, and that was really cool. But I broke it, but I still have it broken, and it didn't like crack all. It just broke like in one place, so I just can, I still have it. So There's that. I've gotten a lot of cool stuff that are for me. Like when I go to Mexico, I might have talked about this before. When I go to Mexico, the trophies are just different, And so like one time I got this handcrafted, like. Just this handcrafted thing that the promoter actually got from this vendor off the street in Mexico, and he just had them like make these things, right? And it was really cool. Yeah, Stacy Knight and Di Mejia. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun at that tournament, and man, it was just crazy. Just some of the stuff I've gotten from Mexico were really cool, and then some of the medals I've gotten were great. Oh, so, another one. Hold on. Another one that I got for grands was Sin City Nationals. I got a plaque that had a small slot machine, which is just fun,
For real?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. You know what I liked was the belt.
Like what kind of belt?
Like the championship belt.
Yeah.
Not a black belt. I don't want to, because I'm going to wear mine.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Right.
I already have one. I'm wearing it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, but the like the championship belts, because I've had some that were like
a weightlifting belt with a plate on it, right? Yeah. So that's another thing. I have found a bunch of those, and so I think I'm going to go and return them to the trophy guy and see if he can use them. Yeah, man, that actually.
Yes,
Nick, you're right. So yeah, the diamonds.
2005. That it was.
But they always did some type of acrylic thing though too. But yeah, man, that wasn't it wasn't that what they gave for the super fight too? That acrylic.
No, the super fight was something totally different. It's the super fight trophy was straight up glass.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. Okay, not acrylic. Okay. Glass, but it had that, but it was almost, it looked like a,
heavy.
Huh?
It was heavy. It was super heavy. Oh yeah. You like that, John?
Nice.
Yeah. You have to get you one.
What's the tallest trophy? What's the tallest trophy you've ever gotten?
The 7-foot obnoxious ones.
Yeah, 7.5 foot. I got 2 of those that turn.
I refused. I'm like, no, I can't do anything with this. Yeah. And they're like, no, take it. We already have enough. I'm like, yeah, you do, because nobody wants to take that.
Yeah.
Because
tournament this weekend that I'm going to is giving 7-foot trophies, and
for what?
Yeah.
It's just like, here. You won. Here's a chore that you have no way of accomplishing.
Yeah, 7-foot trophy or a sword. You get the choice. You get the choice, I think. So, hey guys, by the way, if you don't know, we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour, and we are getting excited for the next one coming up this summer or into August. But also, I know they have an event this weekend, so the Independence Cup. So they are putting that on. So go and support Jesse Ray and the Diaz's, and have an awesome time, man. They are doing a in-person event as well as virtual. So make sure you guys go check them out. I know it's on myeventex.com. So go check it out.
Dude, that's a good segue. I wonder if Jesse should give out an award.
Start giving out something. Yeah. I think that would be cool.
I think a belt would be super dope.
Well, once he gets to the point where he has a champion for certain things, he could do that, you know?
Ooh, that's a good point. Like, we could do kind of like what we were talking about before. If you had like a welterweight tournament, boom, belt.
Right. Well, what about like him? Like, all right, only give 2 awards out during the whole show, right? And that would be almost like the bonus would be the award, and maybe a special bonus of who was the fight of the night, and you give an award for that, so that way they remember it. Or like who
onto something, or you're on something.
Most exciting fighter, or the fighter of the night, and you give that, something cool like that would be great. So, yes, best fighter has the cool globe trophy. You're right.
That would be cool.
My favorite trophy that I probably won. I know I've said several different ones. I mean, I like all my NBL rings. I like all the belts. But man, just this glass cup that I got from Quebec City for winning the Grand Championship in 2001 is just the best thing ever. And it's probably the only trophy I really like have on my desk, like, or even that I want, just because it's a trophy, but like it just looks cool. And so like I can put stuff around it, put candles in it, I can put whatever I want, put flowers in it, whatever I want to do in there. But it looks pretty cool.
I do like that more tournaments have started going to the medals.
Yeah. And that was something we did always in the NBL, man. We did that a lot, the big custom medals and stuff. The ones everyone talks about is when the Can-Am did, and also Mike Tobin and the West Coast, both circuits did. Each one had a medal, but they hooked together at the end. So by the time you went to all 3, you got a medal, and they became this thing, and it said something on the back where it connected. So it was like you completed the whole circuit.
That's actually pretty dope.
Yeah, so it was really cool. So we had the Can-Am one, and then the Westpac, they did one like that as well. So Mike Tobin actually had the metal company that did something like that, because he actually, I think the first people they're doing was certain like 5K races that they would do, and then it would be like a tri set of races, and if you went to all 3, you got the full set. So it was kind of cool. So we did that with karate. So
yeah,
again, more people need to do stuff like that. That would be great.
It's just something interesting, and there's so many different trophy companies now, or just awards, that you can do so many different things.
Yeah. What about a trophy that, I know this may sound crazy, but people have asked me before because the way my belt buckle looked, right? And then one year the last year I did my medal almost in the same way I would my belt buckle. So it looked like you got a medal that was a belt buckle on it. And then the way it looked like you almost had like a bottle opener, like it had a little lip. If you took where the metal part, where the ribbon would come off, it could be like a bottle cap. What if you did something cool like that, right? a universal use, multi-use.
You're gonna give out a bottle opener as a trophy, basically?
Well, I mean, it'd be all metal that
You
has
know
a
what?
bottle opener attached to
Here's a great segue. Worst trophy ideas. Speaking of that, Jeff,
it.
let's go. How about just a straight up? Here's a pair of shoes. Here you go. No, actually, that's a fantastic idea. I take that back.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
again, a lot of people were giving away the ASG gloves for a while.
Rashad Eugene's shoes.
Yeah.
Those things should be overall
Well,
championship
see,
trophies.
for me, I
That would
always
be
looked
dope.
at
I'm gonna
what
love
if
it
you
after
just gave, like a grand champ, like the kids' grand championship. Instead of giving them money, you pay Rashad, the promoter pays Rashad for 2 pairs of shoes done.
We did
And
that. We
and
did that
you
with the All-Star gear.
right.
So
But I mean, they don't have to be done and presented. They can actually get whatever they want done from Rashad, but it's already
exactly.
paid for by the promoter,
You know what people are gonna do with them when they get them? Take
Where
pictures with them.
Yep.
Post pictures of them.
I'm
Here you go.
I'm tagging Rashad because, dude. Well, oh yeah, I did that one crazy promoter. He did give a gumball machine out. That was kind of cool.
That's right.
And the
That's
belt
a good
buckles,
one.
and people are using the belt buckles now. My buddy
For real?
Bear is now doing belt buckles for his tournament.
I never got into the belt buckle thing. I didn't get it. I used to hang out with Alex Lane after tournaments, and this dude and his belt buckles. This dude had a belt buckle that had it was like electronic, and it had his name going across. And I'm like, you country dude, I swear. But yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, guys, they still do. I guess they still do the Triple Crown, but still, the one from back in the day,
Yep.
yeah, was awesome. And
Right.
it was really cool, and just the concept of it. Man, I mean, yeah, Rashad, I tagged you because we're talking about why not. If you want some good junior grand championships or even adult ones,
We're soliciting your services to tournament promoter.
yeah, and let's get the promoter pay
You
you
can invoice them
something,
later.
and they get a gift certificate, right?
So many people have done that. There was, and I don't know if you remember this, Jeff. Of course you remember it because you're Jeff Doss. Do you remember the company Fudoshin?
Yes.
Of course you do. Okay.
Yes.
So they were like a martial arts apparel company, right?
Yeah.
Dude who's from Minnesota. Forgot his name. Right. So he had a kiosk in the Mall of America. And people would walk, and it was like almost wasted because people would walk by his kiosk, and it would just be like he would have videos playing of like the Diamonds or like the U.S. Open, and he's trying to promote like this martial arts apparel company. Like, what do you like? This doesn't appeal to the common person. Nobody
Right.
understands this. This is not fun for them,
That's
right?
funny.
Right? They just want to look at it and they go, "Oh, this is a nice shirt. How much is this shirt?" It's the end of the story, right? But at tournaments, yeah, we ate that stuff up. That was great. I still wear. I use one of those shirts all the time still.
The Fudoshin. I never had any of that, I don't think.
Yeah. I had a sleeveless one.
Oh, Andrew, I
Fantastic.
agree, man. The 12-inch record that Jamal gives like a big record for their grand championship. It's really cool.
Legit? A vinyl?
Yeah, like if you no, like a gold record. So like if you were gotten a gold record for selling, was it 500,000 copies?
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, you're backed up, huh, Rashad? I can tell he's cut off from back a little bit on Instagram post.
Now I'm wondering how long does a shoe take? Like if I order a custom pair of shoes, how long does that take to turn around, Rashad? Let's hope maybe he chimes back in because I'm curious, right?
Sumner said a cool idea because I agree. Like that's kind of why I always want to do something like the belt buckles because it's something different, right? But you know how Masters does a green jacket. What if you did something, I know that I forgot what it was for, but Rec Suit sponsored something, and it was like if you won this, then you got a custom Rec Suit, right? Which was kind of cool.
I still think Rec Suits. Rec Suits are bomb.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Nick says, yeah, he agrees. They had some contests at the Mall of America. All right. So we've kind of gone all over the place.
Yeah,
but
talk about this.
Which is great.
Segment that just went on forever.
It's okay. All right. So big news, yesterday, I guess, was that WAKO is now officially an IOC recognized sport. So again, and I guess in some ways you could say it's a recognized, some people posted it was a recognized Olympic sport. It doesn't mean it's in the Olympics, okay, or it's going to be in the Olympics anytime soon. It just means that the Olympic body recognized it as a sport. So now it is in that area for them to look at it, right? And honestly, it's been that. It's just that they just hadn't officially said anything about it, right? So what does that mean? What are we looking at? It doesn't mean
doesn't mean that they're gonna become in the Olympics right away, like we were talking.
I mean, it could still be 12 years, 20 years. It could still be that long, guys. It really can. Just because you're a recognized sport doesn't mean you're going to be in the Olympics. Again, saying that, it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing for us. Okay. It's a great thing for the sport, great thing for WAKO. Again, what does that mean? Does that mean that who knows? Because again, WAKO has several different things, right? Does that mean that it's going to be, who knows? It could just be that kickboxing is in there. It means that maybe light contact, like continuous, could be in there, and that's it.
I kind of think it's going to be all or none, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, it could be, but again, that's a lot for a sport. You know what I mean? Taekwondo didn't get forms in there. They only got their continuous fighting, and even in WTF now, I think they do point fighting. So there's a lot of things like that. Karate still is just male, female for kata, and then the 3 weight classes for men, and maybe a female fighting one. So, I'm not sure, man.
Thanks, Spence.
But and see what Andrew says. He thinks it's going to be full contact and musical, and not point fighting. So, and
full contact is easier to understand,
right? But see, at the other time, Muay Thai also got recognized as well. So again, that would be I would think the kickboxing that you would use, So who knows? I mean, again, all of this right now, this is all just speculation. The WAKO organization is recognized right now, and we go in there. Okay, Justin, really, WAKO Kickboxing is the name of the organization. Kickboxing, the sport of sport karate, over there is called kickboxing. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but point fighting. If you're a point fighter, you're a kickboxer over there. If you even do musical forms in some way, you're a kickboxer, which sounds crazy, but that's what it's all under. So it has nothing to do with karate. It's World Association amateur kickboxing organization. Yeah. So, but yeah. So yeah, like Andrew said, they'll look at the demographics they want to capture, because they have breakdancing and skateboarding in the Olympics, because they capture the 18-30 demographic. Exactly. And that 18 to 49 demographic is the most important one for ratings and for advertisers. So yeah. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. He says people will understand full contact and they will enjoy musical forms because it's entertaining. Yeah, so right now
I don't disagree with them.
They have musical forms, they have musical weapons, and then they have soft style soft style forms and weapons for WAKO. WAKO, those are the four divisions. I think they even now have a weapons without music now, which is weird to me, but I think the last time that's what they had, but they don't have forms without music. A lot of the European organizations don't have forms without music. Like WKU doesn't have forms without music, but they have weapons without music. Yeah, weapons without music, weapons with music, forms, musical forms, and then the traditional stuff is for WKU and WKC. So now WKC has both. But yeah, WAKO and WKU do not have a non-musical division for open hand, like creative style.
That just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. It's weird to me. I don't get it. So
Yo, Jeff, this is bothering the heck out of me. I keep echoing, so I'm gonna exit.
you're not echoing to me, man. You're not echoing on here.
All right, I'm still doing it because it's bothering the heck out of me.
All right.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It'll adjust once you start start talking.
All right.
Thank you, produce. Oh wow. Oh, okay. So Rashad says now they have creative forms, which that was never a thing before. He says WAKO now this year has musical forms, creative forms, musical weapons, and creative weapons. That's new to me. That must be brand new because it was never like that. It was always musical only.
I mean, there's still 25 years behind on forms.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean that's being generous.
And the thing is, when you watch their soft style forms, right? It's really different. It's very gymnastics influenced. So like you'll see, and I think the Russians they do pretty well in the soft style in WAKO, and so it looks like a gymnastics routine with some kung fu mixed in. So it's really different compared to when you go and watch like the actual, wushu world championships.
Dude, the Russians are legit just all around. Right. So like in WAKO, people talk about, the different teams, the countries that would be the best, primarily just in Europe, because that's where it's most prominent, right? So even just looking at the European countries, right? Whereas Russia would be an East European. I don't know if I don't think Russia's they're not considered part of the EU, right?
No.
So they're not part of that, so they wouldn't be in a European championship. But I'm telling you, dude, the Russians are freaking legit. So there was this kid, didn't speak like any English.
Still might be.
All right, he didn't speak any English. He came to Chicago, and his dad was like, "Hey, somebody told us to come find you and train with you. My family's going to be with me for the summer. I speak really good English, but my family doesn't speak any English." And I'm like, well, this could be a challenge, right? So anyway, got through it, doing some stuff. I'm doing one-on-ones with the kid. The kid's all right, So I said, listen, let's have the kid train, all right? So he was just doing whatever I was having him do with me, right? I had him just do a couple free rounds. So I put him into like a junior black belt class. Kid was not a black belt, but I'm like, your fighting level is there, right? He was spin kicking everybody in the class. He was dropping kids with jump turn side kick, just pow, just destroying their lunch, right? And I'm like, where the heck did this come from? I'm telling you, like double kicks, like do like the side turn side, like everything, as much as he could spin.
He must have done a lot of Raymond seminars, right, at Irish Open.
Yo, it's like that, right? So then I start following. I'm like, I got to follow this Russian team a little bit more, right? Learn a little bit more. That's just what they're the bomb at. They're the bomb at axe kicks, right? Rear hand punches to the face and spin kicks. That's about it, right? Yeah. So.
Wow. Yeah. So Justin asked a great question. How many fighting division does WAKO have now? And I think he just means like styles, right? So there's the point. There's the continuous style, and the names are all different. There is light actually there's light contact, which is the continuous, right? Semi contact is point, correct?
Yeah.
And then you actually have kick light or low kick.
That is considered the same, right?
Well, that's a different style of event, though. There's
right, because
there's low kick or kick light.
Low kick and kick light are kind of the same.
And those are the mat sports. Then you have the ring sports that they had that WAKO has, which is
good call, Andrew.
Which is actually low kick, which is low kick. There's
low kick. There's also K1 because K1's
K1 style, and then there's that above the waist style, which is more like American style.
Which
like
is the bomb.
Yeah, so those three are the ones that they have. Yep.
Wouldn't that be awesome if there was really like just a lot of above the waist full contact kickboxing?
Right.
That would be fantastic.
Did you ever watch the World Combat Games when they were on TV?
No.
So
I went back and watched certain fights from YouTube.
So I watched the point fight stuff, but I also watched a lot of the other stuff too because I had all the channels for it, and there was Savat, which was really cool, and there was a whole Savat tournament, and it was awesome. And then they actually had a Beijing, a Wushu style forms division, which I thought was weird because it was World Combat Games, but whatever, and it was awesome. And then actually at the time too, the WKF was involved in it too. And so they had forms, cool. WKF forms in there too. So it was really, really a cool thing. If you guys don't know, the World Combat League or the World Combat, Games is like, it's kind of like every 4 years where they do a world championships. And
it's the biggest that there is.
Yeah. And there's something, and WAKO is a part of it. But there's also other organizations as well. So if you are a top-rated person, you can go and qualify for it, and they have different ones. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had WKF forms, which is set up similar to Olympic format, top 10, invite only. Exactly. So, man, we're talking. We're kind of not. I don't think we're educating you guys as much as we should. Sorry, I apologize on the WAKO, but we're just kind of giving you a view of what all there is.
Yeah.
Here's the big question. Do we think that WAKO now, because of this move and then the progress that they've been making over the past year, that it will get bigger in the United States?
Yes. And here's why. So look at what Taekwondo did.
Let's ask that question. Let's put that out there, Travis.
If possible. Let's be nice. Right? Huh? So I think it will. Because look at what Taekwondo did with that. When it became an official Olympic sport, there were schools that now just did that. And that's okay because they have a reason that this is just what we do, right? I think what started to happen, and I follow some of those schools. I'm friends with a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they did a lot for their enrollment. Like,
no,
people who sign up for martial arts, it's the same thing. Doesn't matter whether they do Taekwondo, doesn't matter whether they do jiu-jitsu or they do, anything, right? Karate, it doesn't matter, right? The reasoning why they're signing up for that has nothing to do with this is an Olympic sport, right? The people who do that are the people who were already in martial arts who now wanted to do that.
Yeah.
However, I do think that there'll be more schools that will adapt to now doing that. So I do think it will get bigger because those schools
within
will say,
sport karate schools. Yeah.
Yes, and they'll say,
and I think
this
that all
is what we're going
depends
to do
on
now.
That just depends on what WAKO USA, how they want to work with other leagues and how that's going to work together. I mean, really, that's the biggest thing.
I want to ask Andrew a question. Andrew's saying WAKO will not get larger in Canada.
I agree.
What's up with that, Andrew?
Because of the cost. Like, it's insane. Like, if you want to go to a WAKO event in Canada, your school, even if one student, or like, I think it was, they may have changed this, but at one point it was like, if 2 students want to go to a tournament, that school has to pay a registration fee for any of their people to go. And it's like a licensing type thing, right? And they have to pay for every student in their school to do this, right? I don't know all the procedures, but yeah, so it would cost, say like, for someone like Trevor Nash, right? His team has 40 people, right? That's his schools total have like 600. So for him, he'd have to pay for all 600 students for 40 people to go to compete at a tournament. So and that's what it was. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. They may have changed it now, but yeah. So for Canada schools have to pay out $1,000 a year to be registered. So again, that's just an extra $1,000. So wow.
Stop.
Yeah. So for WAKO Worlds, they had to deposit $3,000 even for spectators.
I mean, all right, then yeah, I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah. And that's why WKA and WKC have always been bigger in that state. my bad, in that country. But
yeah, WKC, WK, and WKU, they're more user friendly, if there's another way to say it. Right. There's so much more appealing to the customer, right? It makes it easier, right? For the top level fighter, right? You could say, all right, I want to win the WKC champion of champions, right? I want to win that. And I want to win my weight class at WAKO World.
WAKO, yeah.
Right. Because it's going to be deep there.
Yeah.
Right. So you'd say, all right, I want that, but I wouldn't want to do it if it's going to mean that. If it was going to mean that, I'd be like, yeah, deuces.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just
there's got to be a loophole.
Well, and at one point they made it where you couldn't be a sport karate. You couldn't have a sport karate tournament unless it was WAKO. That's where it got to that a few years ago. So,
wow.
And that's why, like the WKC, the year that was in Buffalo was actually supposed to be in Canada. I'm sorry, when it was in Niagara Falls, New York, it was supposed to be in Canada that year.
Right.
But they couldn't hold it because of those rules and the laws and stuff. So
just put it as close as they could.
Right. Which is a great location, a great place as well. So, yeah, man. So, I mean, again, guys, I mean, I would love to see WAKO get larger. I know there are people trying to do it. Again, it's all about working together, and let's just see how that works.
Well, we got some other things to talk about too. We got anniversaries that are happening and things.
Yeah,
that are
man.
Up. We got a pretty big anniversary. Jeff, why don't you tell us about it?
I didn't even think about it. Which is crazy for me, right? Being the one that knows all the stuff. But my good friend Doug Bertrand, who was part of the original Team Elite, messaged myself and Mallory Woods and was like, "Hey guys, so this Diamond Nationals is the 25th anniversary of the debut of Team Elite, which is pretty freaking sweet when you think of all the people that came from Elite, CJB, all of that, right? 25 years since that started. It's weird to me that it was that long ago. I was 12, so when it happened. So was a cool thing. So I'm hoping that we can get some people gathered up and maybe make a trip out to Diamonds this year and have a little reunion, a fun time hanging out. Maybe we can do some interviews on everybody out there. But man, I mean, Diamonds 1996 was when Team Elite started, and this was the same year that
was a big year summer. Too. That was the snowstorm year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and of course, yesterday was 720 days. So
oh man, awesome. That's right.
Yeah, tricking. But also that year was when Metro ended. So there was a lot of transition, a lot of new teams coming out. We had talked about this with our interview. If you go back in the archives and listen to our Mike Conroy interview, listen to our Donald Brady interview. All of those, we talk about those things. Anthony Price, we talk about all of that stuff in '96. But man, like we had a little bit of legends. We have Tony Young, Anthony Price, Terry Kramer, Gerald Dawson, all from who were on Metro before. Our coach for the event was Richard Plowden. We had people from the Maryland, Virginia area, like Mallory, Jeff Tufts, many different people like that. Then we had the ones from, up north, we also had like Hector Santiago Jr., Jennifer, Peter Alande, but people that weren't really known for being part of Metro, like Jotty Tension was this first big team, Frank Jones, Jesse Ray, Akin Williams, those guys. Akin and Jesse were part of teams in the past, but they really got their name on Team Elite, right? You had people like Joseph Alexander, Doug Bertrand. The list go on and on of the different people that were a part of this team. And these are just the people that are initially on there. Anthony Price, Noreen, Nancy. This was like the first event that we had, right? Then you talk about what came from there with Ibby and I mean, Thomas Wright. And I mean,
you hated
just,
Thomas Wright.
Caleb
He's one
Onion,
of my
Jonathan
favorites, man.
Hillman, so many people. I was on the team as well. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was on there as well. There were some other people that were on there. We have later on, we have John Sue, we have Stephanie Flowers, we have Jason Borelli, we got Trevor Now. I mean, it just goes, the list goes on. And
Heaviest of heavy hitters.
And then just the influence of it, and then you have the coaches. Jeff Smith was a coach for there, which is like a legendary, one of the best of all time and everything.
Yep.
Mike Conroy, just all of that, Dottie White, Nikki Carlson, just so many, Claire Kokoza, so many great fighters. And we hadn't even gotten past the year 2000, right? So, I mean, so it's a cool thing. I hope that we can get some together. Mallory, I think, is putting together a list of all the people that are a part of the team, which is going to be a huge list. And I know we don't have much time, but we would love to kind of start looking at your flights, guys, and get something together. I wasn't sure, what I was doing, but I would love to go and be a part of that and have some fun.
What are you guys going to do? Because going to the tournament is not going to be that.
No, I know.
You can't just do that.
No, I know. I have no idea.
Because everybody's basically retired.
Exactly. I'll compete, but
But of
I'll
course
compete. And
you should do that.
I think
you just have the largest crowd of anybody's ever, just for you.
Yeah. And then we talked to John Worley, and he wants us to be there. So maybe we'll have
me hard, man.
Maybe we will have some one of our first live shows ever, which will be awesome. I know you're not allowed to go, but
it's not even like it's hard. So
maybe an hour. All right. Well, I guess you don't live there anymore. So yeah. Yeah, I know. See.
Yeah. So my wife is due. My wife is due with our third kid, like a few weeks later.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 or 4 weeks later. So.
So anyway, guys, that's what we're gonna start doing is getting everybody together.
Hours away.
So I think that's gonna be fun. So again, let us know one of your favorite Team Elite CJB fighters. Just
Thomas Wright. One of
my favorites.
He's damn badass.
He is so good. Fighters, foreign competitors, whatever. Put him in the list.
Mike Gorelli. Mike Gorelli was dope.
Mike Gorelli was a great one. I really love Corinne. I really love Corinne Belanger. Just her style was just really different.
Yep.
John Sue really had his breakout moment that when he was on CJB was the first time was when he debuted the double whip chain. So it was really cool.
I think it gets forgotten that John Sue, John Sue was on CJB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That actually happened. That was real.
For 1 year, 2001. And he was He was on every freaking circuit.
He was John Sue.
In everything. And he was winning grands, overalls, and everything.
It was like a 3 or 4 year time span where John Sue just won everything.
Yeah.
And that was one of the years.
Yeah. And again, it wasn't just traditional forms. It was that.
No, it was weapons.
Yeah.
There wasn't even just one weapon. He did nunchucks too.
Oh, his nunchuck form was so great.
Right?
Yeah.
I did. Oh,
yeah. So yeah, man. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully we can get something going. If not, then maybe we'll talk to Spencer. We'll do something like a get together in Maryland or DC area. So I think that would be pretty cool too. If we don't get it done at Diamonds.
So yesterday was 7:20.
Yeah.
So, did you do a 7:20?
No, I'm really disappointed in myself. Normally I would. I do that every year. Huh?
I didn't, and I'm not disappointed.
I just always do it, but I was just busy, man. I was in the attic all day, and then I hate that sounds weird. I was in the attic all day, but yeah, I was just beat. And then today I was just teaching private lessons all day. So
I'll do one tomorrow.
Why not? As long as you get it done and within the week, right?
I'll fight and do one. That's what I'll do.
See, that's what I did a couple of years. Is like I didn't do one on my own. I just did it during my fight.
Did you ever land one?
Yeah. But again, it doesn't count. It's on like my students and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like during sparring and stuff. All right. higher levels too. I'm not talking about like a little kid. Like, I'm imagining that, right?
I did kind of picture that when you said it.
Yeah.
So 720 was yesterday. Today, I'm so late in the show saying this. I wanted to do it right away. It's my buddy Joe Boone's birthday. Happy birthday,
What up,
Joe. Joe, he's got his family starter pack going with 3 kids under 5.
Jeez.
Yeah. He's killing it. He's a karate school owner. He's doing a fantastic job.
Awesome.
I think this guy's going to fight full contacts again. I think he's going to do it.
Really?
This dude, he's like a Renaissance dude. He's obviously a fantastic weapons competitor. He's done that. Love his team for him with his brother Jack.
Yeah.
But he was a good Joe Boone is good. Right?
Yeah, Joe Boone is good.
Boone is good. Joe Boone, he was a good lightweight fighter. All right. Joe Boone's not a lightweight anymore. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Right? No, but he was good. He had some good quality wins, right? Like he beat like Willie Hicks, right? Yeah. He would beat somebody else, but then he would go up and then Jack Felton would like take his lunch, right? Because he's Jack Felton. Right. But so he was a very, very good fighter. And at one point he was like one of the best fighters that Team Straight Up had at the time. A lot of young guys that were just starting to be something. Like with Troy Sexton and Cody. Yes,
Cody. Okay.
I'm forgetting it. All right. But anyway, he's got a winning full contact record as a kickboxer as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's very good. So happy birthday, Joe.
This is how we're going to end the show. We're going to do kind of mid-season, mid-year awards. All right. And we're going to kind of go all over the place. Let's just talk about things that we want to, like the big ones, of course.
We're going to need some insider help for this
one. Some are obvious. Yeah, we want your help. We even want you to don't maybe put who, but put like an award that you want us to talk about. And then we will like come up with an answer right on the spot. All right. So let's put this here, mid-season awards. All right. So let's just go ahead and say right now, we already know, we don't even need, fighter of the year. Fighter of the first year, Bailey Murphy, right? Yeah. Bailey Murphy, fighter of the year. Okay. I mean, I'll say male or female. Let's just put fighter of the year. I mean, if we want to do a female fighter, let's.
Yeah, you want to talk about a female fighter?
That may be a little bit tougher.
We can't. You know why?
It hasn't been consistent.
Well, no, we can. We can say, all right, it's Morgan, and that's it. That's it. There's no reason to talk. No, I'm saying it. There's no reason to talk about female fighting outside of Morgan Plowden.
Right.
There isn't. Nobody wants to. And I think CTE might have mentioned this, either that or it was Raw. Can't remember. But they kind of touched on it. But there's literally no reason to talk about female fighting in the States outside of Morgan. Nobody wants to fight her. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was. I had conversations with someone before, and they were like, do you not like me? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? It was a very good female fight.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I'm like, and they were like, what do you think I need to do? I'm like, go beat Morgan. And it was like, just like disappointment hit their face. And I'm like, you just thought you were good, right?
Right.
Just go.
Yeah.
Oh, but nobody wants to. So there can be no female fighter award. Morgan, here you go. This is your yearly award. You're the best. Yeah. And I feel bad. I really feel bad for her because I don't have no inside info. I feel like she's just like, please, somebody do something.
Yeah.
Somebody do something and test my skills. But nobody's even attempting to.
Right.
I feel bad.
All right. So let's go again. Like when we're talking mid-season, let's talk about the people that are been competing. Okay. When we say traditional forms athletes, okay, obviously we got to put Ariel Torres in there, but he hasn't competed in sport karate. So we're talking about something different. So I'm not going to see, again, I'm going to talk about the events that we're doing that has been happening, right, in our sport. So traditional forms athlete of the year, male. And this could be virtual.
But he's so good, but that's the thing is he's so good.
Oh, I know. But
people are still like, well, we don't care. Make it Ariel.
Yeah, but all right. Anyways, he's done this in the other, but let's talk about somebody else. Again, if not Ariel, Mason Stoll would be one, and he has won the past 2 events, right? And he's done what not done exactly what Errol's going to do. He's competed on that circuit, right? And he's done a great job. He's moved himself up. Female, that's a tough one. I know Gabrielle has done real well this year. Gabrielle Dunn. I like.
I don't think they've won an overall yet.
I think traditional overall, yeah. But the girl, the lady from Joey's school, and I'm not sure why. I just got a brain fart. She's on K-Talk. Oh man, she's done some amazing forms in Georgia. And
I know what you're talking about. But
yeah, she's really good. But she but as far as again, no, that's not. No, Melissa is part of NMAC.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but again, I haven't seen her compete this year, so I don't know. I haven't seen her go to any tournaments because again, Canada. I haven't seen her in the virtual events or any of that, so I'm not really sure. Yes, Amber Rutherford. Sorry about that, guys. I know Amber for a long time. I just had a brain fart. So Amber Rutherford is awesome and one of my favorites to watch. I think she can really be. To me, she's going to be. I think in this second half of the year, she's going to take it up a notch. What was this other one? Oh, hold on. There's another question up here. Okay, yeah, all right. Here's a question that has nothing to do with mid-season awards, but do you think Aerial Torres is going to medal at the Olympics? I do, and Andrew agrees as well. I think he really can. He can definitely medal. What's another one? Oh, best live stream night show. That's a little different because we haven't had tournaments, and
that's still is the U.S. Open.
See, I like battles set up better.
Listen. Well, yes, I did. I did like that better.
I like their setup better.
But I think what Ray and Mallory did for the U.S. Open, and then what Jackson did, just both with them all being there, I think that did it.
Yeah,
right there. So it wasn't necessarily the show as much as it was the people commenting on the show. That's why the right people will make or break your show. Hence, get inside scoop out there.
Right. Well, that's why I think battle was better because Mallory and Jackson did a great job together, and it was consistent. And when you keep changing back and forth, it's a little too much for me. But whatever. I thought everybody did a great job on that part. I like both events, but I think the battle to me was the better one. All right, let's do this because this is something we'll probably never say again. Best virtual league. Okay, so we have, and you may not know about it. All right, so we got the SMA League. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have NASCA Virtual Tour. We also have the Virtual World Tour, which has done a great job as well. We have leagues like the TKO, who did a great virtual league this year. We have AOK, actually, which came out of nowhere and did something that was in this century. And you also have WKC. So what were some of the best ones? I want to hear from the comments. We got virtual WKC. We got WKC and NASCA virtual. I know the SMA League has still going on.
This is a great way. I will tell you exactly who has the best. It's the Virtual Fight Tour. And I will explain why.
It's not the same. That's not even the same.
But
no, I don't count that as a virtual tournament. That's not.
Fine.
That's a pay-per-view event. That's different.
All right.
Completely different.
So there's a virtual tournament, right?
Yeah, because it's not a tournament. It's
okay.
Set up. It's a
I'll give you that. I'll give you
show.
That. All right.
We can talk about shows too, because there's several of those too.
I guess we will. But let's just say this other tournament, this whatever virtual tournament X.
Right.
I don't get them anymore, and I understand the need for them, especially for Canada, right? So,
right.
But I don't. I'm not going to want to watch it. That's not going to have anything. I'm going to think this is as fun as a stick in the eye, right? Because I'm literally sitting around watching the worst part of a tournament that I would ever see, right? I'm watching people sit around, and I'm watching a face right here. This is what I'm watching.
Yeah.
clicking.
Yeah, I hate that.
And then, and I'm like, all right, well, this is annoying. So let me deuce out of here because I have no clue what's going on. And then you see some blue belt do something. I have no idea what's happening. So I hate them. I hate them. I hate all of them. All right. Let me know when we can talk about Virtual Fight Tour because I don't want to.
All right. I'm just saying. So virtual tournaments. Again, there's been some great ones. I enjoyed doing one when I did mine, but yeah, it is different with the live tournaments versus submission ones. I thought K-Talk had a great one this year. There's been a lot of publicity for SMAs and, so I think everyone's done a great job on it and keeping it going. I do think there is a place still for it, even past this, but again, it's a way to get people involved. There's new ideas on it, and we'll just see what happens from there. But as far as like pay-per-view style event, Missy, we got Virtual Fight Tour, we got Pro Point, and we got the Forum Showcase that Kyle would do. Those are the three that I can think of.
So
as far as a live show, there's a few that have done like finals for their events. Like myself, I did the Ironman finals. Some of the tricking ones did that. I can't remember. They haven't done it anymore, but they were on YouTube, live on YouTube, and they would do the trick battles, the weapons trick battles and stuff against each other. That was cool too. That was a lot of fun. They were always on Sundays. But as far as a show or not a tournament, but a show, I mean, yeah, you got to give it to Virtual Fight Tour. It's been the most consistent. It's been
I have the formula. I have the winning formula as to how you can tell if this is something good to watch, right? So if you're just sitting around, let's say you're just sitting around, you got nothing to do, and you're like, man, I'm exhausted. And you turn on the TV, maybe it's like a weekend, whatever, and you actually happen to be at home and not doing karate. Does that actually happen, right?
Not lately.
So you're flipping through, and you're like, it's whatever, and you see The Hobbit. You might stop.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is. And you know there's going to be something kind of entertaining. Where someone is going to get eaten, someone's going to die, or someone's going to get stabbed by a sword. And you're like, I'll watch this for a little bit. And you just say, you like laying down on the couch. You're like, this is cool. And the moment it hits the commercial, you're out. And you're never going to think about it again.
Right.
But you will always stop on The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, whatever it is. One of those shows. Something like that. All right?
Hobbit.
What? I don't know.
Just true.
Give me this for a moment. But Jeff, am I right?
No, you're right. I will. It's the same way with me.
Flip it through.
When Transformers was on, I would always stop and watch it.
The moment it's there, you'll just stop.
Yeah.
And you'll watch it for a while. All right? None of the other tournaments even reach the level of The Hobbit. None of the other showcases reach the level of The Hobbit. Right? But like Virtual Fight Tour, you'd be like, oh, this is going to happen? Yeah, I'll tune in for that, right? Yep. Even if you're like, I don't really know these guys.
Let's see
but I know, I have a general idea. I know what's going to happen. So, yeah, I'll check it out. I have no clue who they are. I have no interest in their storyline. Doesn't mean anything to me, but I'll check it out, right? Because you know it. Because you know kind of what you're going to get into. It's comfortable. Yeah. So, if you would watch The Hobbit over that, then, yeah, it's good. If not, your thing sucks.
All right, a couple more ones. All right, so this one we may go on for a while about and argue on it. So
I hope not.
Either breakout fighter or most improved fighter of the year.
Oh, maybe we will then.
So I'm saying Brandon Ballou. He's come out not out of nowhere, but he has made a name for himself over this, even last year, but really the beginning of this year to now, and is winning overalls, being in the finals, winning good fights and big fights in Virtual Fight Tour, creating a following on Pro Point, I feel like, of anyone. Like, he got a lot of fans from doing that. So I feel like, to me, he's the most improved fighter or even breakout fighter of the year, whatever way. I think in some ways it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I don't. I have a completely different one. And I think it's Bailey. And I think people look at that and be like, he was already damn good.
Yeah.
And he leveled up.
And he got better. Yeah, of course.
And he leveled up. And he leveled up more then everybody else leveled up.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. So, all right. Spoiler alert, if you didn't already notice this, but the Milwaukee Bucks just won the NBA title last night.
Oh,
right?
really? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. I knew that.
Oh my goodness.
I knew that. I knew that happened. I didn't watch it. But yeah,
Milwaukee Bucks won the title. Okay. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 50 points in the closeout game, and I think he had like 14 rebounds and like 5 blocks, something like just ridiculous. Like he was like he jumped over the backboard. And
when I turned it on, he was killing it. Yeah,
he was all over the place, right? So he won the Finals MVP. He was already an MVP. He was already a 2-time MVP, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, he was already like the bomb. He leveled up.
Yeah, true.
That's the same as Bailey, only Giannis is like 7 feet tall almost, right?
Right.
So Bailey was already like that. The man leveled up.
Yeah. Hey, so all right, what about, let's say,
God, is Andrew for real? Giannis got 50 points and ordered 50 chicken nuggets at McDonald's. Now that's hilarious.
All right. Best rookie moment, maybe. I mean, I'm gonna go with. When I say rookie, I mean like into the adults.
Yep.
I have to say Haley Glass right now for winning Battle and U.S. Open, and then making it on JPM. Now that's a big deal.
That's probably it.
That's probably it.
I'm gonna go with a different one.
Mason can be one as well, though. Mason Stoll can be one as well because this is his first year in adults, and he's won both grands, and he won the overall grand at Battle Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tyson Ray. Right.
All right.
Tyson Ray. It is another world, going from being the man on campus in the juniors to just being a good competitor in the adults.
Oh yeah. Just
to do that, it's a massive jump, right? And he didn't do that. He went to immediately hitting the adults and being like, no, I'm a contender to win this lightweight overall.
Yeah, his first well, even for him go all the way down to, was it Starrcade or it wasn't Starrcade, but it was their big event, that fighting event they did down there.
And he fought Christian.
And he made all the way to the finals to fight Christian. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say best rookie male to me would be Mason Stoll as well, Andrew. And and again, we could say forms, for those two if we want to. But Tyson, yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's the most.
If I wasn't going to say,
I'm going to say most sought after. You know what I mean? Like he's the person that everyone is turning on the TV to watch. You know what I mean? Like everyone is excited to see what this guy does in the adult division.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, if Paul Mitchell was serious about wanting to do something, they would have called that guy 2 years ago.
Right.
If they were really serious about,
I would say 2 years ago, but I say right now. But yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't they pick up a junior for fighting?
Yes.
And that guy doesn't. Whatever.
Oh
Alex
my God! Here you go again. How do we get back on there? Stop. Let's go.
Not going to go there.
Oh my God!
Alex will show me by winning. Right? No, you know what?
Alex is a great fighter, so stop it. All right. Anyways, let's go on to the next thing.
He's the only Paul Mitchell fighter we've ever had to question.
No, he's not. He is not the only. No, that is not true at all.
Really?
Had to question?
Had to question if they were going to fight.
All right. I don't think that's a question. He's fighting. Okay. We just had one event where he didn't, and misinformation kind of happened. All right. But I thought you were talking about like question if they were good or not. Because
there's that. I don't understand that either.
Well, I do. Look at him fighting. He's done great. But look at. I mean, there's been people in the past that.
Dude,
a whole team left because of some choices. Okay, so let's not even.
Right. No, go with that. Right. No. Lean into that, Jeff. The whole team left because of Jesse Goldberg, right? Because Jesse Goldberg got on the team. Jesse Goldberg won way more than what Alex.
Time out. Alex has not had a chance. Alex hasn't had a chance. Okay, so don't even. He He wasn't even an adult yet. When he got chosen, he had one time on the team, and then COVID happened, and then now he's had 2 events. That's it.
No, there's been events. He wasn't.
No, but okay, but again, everyone has different opinion. Okay, JPM chose. They had their own whatever they chose to do during this pandemic. That's on them. That was their choice. So whatever. He did compete at a lot of tournaments in TKO in Texas. And I saw him fighting. So I
cool.
can't hate. Cool. I cannot hate him on that.
I'm not hating, but I'm only saying what everybody else is talking about amongst themselves.
Just Texas. I still love you. I still will say that you're the toughest state to compete in, but I still love you, Texas. Alex, he just, y'all can get on here and talk trash to him, but still support the show, okay?
Well, whatever.
Hey, all right. See,
but no, back into that.
Messed me up. Let's go back to the mid-season. Let's get 2 more in, and we got to finish the show.
What I was trying to say was, if
favorite
JPM was
virtual
serious,
fight
they would have picked up Tyson, but they're not.
Favorite virtual fight tour fight?
Oh, it's Jack and Bailey. Oh, was that last year though?
Yeah, that was last year. I'm talking about from January to yeah.
I know.
That was last year. So I know that's kind of hard.
I know.
The best one or favorite one, you know what I mean? Like,
That's a fantastic one, Jeff. Let's think about that one.
Jeez. So
I mean, probably Brandon and Brian.
Brandon Brian was good. I
really liked.
I liked the team fight.
Yeah, but it's hard because then which fight was it? Like all of them? That's exhausting. That's too much.
No. I actually like the K-Talk versus
that one
versus Dumlouse. That was really good, and I think people were surprised too. Like I think that was a breakout one. I thought that was a fun one too. So.
Well,
especially for this year,
top 10 USA versus All Stars.
That as well. That was those two to me. Like both of those fights to me were probably my favorite because of the rules, the little bit of the trying to figure it out. The strategy, what was going on here or there, and a little bit of the talk afterwards, and all of that stuff. So.
Yeah, I guess I would go with. I think I would still say Brandon and Brian. There was just so much back and forth,
Yeah,
I think Brandon was up pretty much the whole fight.
Right.
It was like back and forth where Brian would score, 1, and then Brandon would score 2. Brian would score, 1 or 2. Right. Brandon would score 2 more.
Right. Yeah.
And it was just constant back and forth with that.
All right, and best forms open style forms of weapons competitor. For me, it's I got to go with Connor Chastain.
Oh, that was going to be mine. Very good one. That guy's got a lot of behind the back passes though.
That was that one. He changed it. So what?
I watched it again because now I can't. Now I'm always gonna look. Yeah. I'm always gonna look to see.
So what? They're hard. If you do like 80 of them in a row, super fast.
Don't get me wrong.
It's hard.
They're very hard. I don't think I can pull it off. Yeah. But like, it's just interesting that once that was out there, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. He does go behind the back a lot.
And his creativity is really good. Like if you watch his forms, and actually his creative form to me is one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. I'm talking about open hand, not even weapons. His creative form is one of the best I've seen and one of my favorites that I've ever seen. So anything else, Alex, on that?
I mean, if you wanted to say
blunder, what was blunder of the year?
Oh yeah, I couldn't think of one though. Nah, let's let it go.
Anybody got a blunder of the year?
Yeah. There's been some funny ones, but I can't think of them right off the top of my head right now.
It's a tough one. Like, what does that even mean, right? Like, what are we talking about? What are, So yeah, I don't know. Oh, biggest upset, or not really upset, but eye-opening moment or like surprise that you didn't expect?
Mike Chat commentating.
Mike
That
Chat
is the
commentating.
blunder of the.
That's a great
Got
one.
hand claps to you, my friend.
Wow.
Mike Chat commentating was a blunder. And listen, I like
And
Chat.
you know what?
I hope to have him on the show. But Mike,
We're not doing very good on having him on the show. Okay, I'm just telling you, over the past couple
He
of weeks.
kind of went to the well too many times with someone who does stunts. Oh, and by the way, they do stunts. And by the way, this person does stunts.
All right.
They had a big move. By the way, hey, did I mention they do stunts?
Oh, stop. What was
In
the
their
other one?
downtime, guess what they do? Stunts.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. There was that. I know for me, Jeremy Roque coming back and beating Yoskar was a big deal.
Oh yeah,
That was really cool to see, especially after how Yoskar won so much on the virtual fight tour.
yeah. How about that's a blunder of the year award? Me losing hardcore on my picks because I leaned in super hard.
No, the blunder of the year was you not accepting the fight. That was the blunder of the year.
Not, dude. I'm done, man.
We need Alex fighting. Come on, man. Let's go.
Whatever.
All right, man. This is a fun one. We had a fun time talking and chatting about a little bit of everything. Hope you, again, guys, ask us questions. Ask other people questions about WAKO, about, of course, I guess you can only ask me what's in my eye, but different things. What's your favorite tournament trophy you've ever gotten? What's the best one you've seen? And we still probably didn't even get into some of the coolest ones, man. So lots of cool stuff. What mid-season awards do you want to think? Who else needs to be recognized? Comment. We'll keep this going.
Yeah,
listen to the show tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., guys. And don't only just watch it, listen to it. If you don't want to sit and watch it, listen to it while you're in the car tomorrow. So
don't forget to subscribe.
Yep, and review us, guys. We want some reviews so we can commentate them. We can comment on them and put them in the show. Yes, Stan Wood's electric trophies were crazy.
Someone had an electric trophy?
Vegas every year always had electric trophies. You could, and you really couldn't undo them. You had to get them shipped to your house. So it was pretty.
Wait a minute. What was electric about it? You plugged it in, or what was it?
I don't know if you plug it in or it was battery, but everything was connected. So all the posts, and it was like a 6-foot trophy or a 5-foot trophy. All the posts were connected and it just lit up. It was like, imagine if you had a 6-foot trophy that lit and just.
See, that's one that I would want. It would rotate?
Some of them did. I don't know. It was just it would light up or it would kind of change colors. I mean, yeah, it was all kinds of stuff, like a Christmas tree.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
That would be a good trophy, a Christmas tree. There you go.
There you go. All right.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next week. Support Virtual Fight Tour.